Are federal immigration agents operating under false pretenses to bypass local sanctuary laws? Or are they simply doing their jobs to keep our streets safe? This isn't just a policy disagreement anymore. It's a full-blown tug-of-war between the New York City government and the highest levels of the federal administration. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you these deep dives into the most consequential stories in the country. The situation in New York City has reached a fever pitch. Mayor Zoran Mamdani has just released a 19-page audit that is sending shockwaves through Washington. The report claims that federal immigration authorities are not just enforcing the law, but are allegedly using aggressive and, in some cases, clearly deceptive tactics to gain access to city facilities. Mamdani, who has made it a central pillar of his administration to protect immigrant communities, ordered these audits as part of his Executive Order 13. He wanted to see exactly how 6 key city agencies from the NYPD to the Department of Social Services were interacting with federal officials. What the audit found was startling. According to the report, federal personnel have been caught using misleading tactics to bypass protocols. In one of the most damning allegations, agents from the Department of Homeland Security actually entered a city shelter in June of 2025 and initially identified themselves as fire department officials. They only dropped the act after a city employee demanded to see real identification. In other instances, agents allegedly posed as wellness checkers, asking to see children in shelters just to gain access to sensitive client information. We are also seeing a massive statistical jump. The NYPD received over 3,600 civil immigration detainer requests in 2025 alone. To put that in perspective, that number was just 99 the previous year. However, the NYPD has held the line, refusing to transfer a single individual to IC in response to those requests. But the federal government isn't backing down. The White House has hit back hard, with a spokesperson calling out local officials and insisting that federal agents act heroically to protect American communities. The federal stance is clear. They believe local officials are essentially doing the bidding of criminal illegal aliens by obstructing their work. So what does this actually mean for you? It means we are witnessing a fundamental constitutional crisis. We have a major American city effectively attempting to build a wall of bureaucracy between its residents and federal law enforcement. This is not just about paperwork or sign-in books, though the report does detail ICE agents trying to snoop through sign-in logs at a Brooklyn probation office. This is about the limits of federal power versus the autonomy of local jurisdictions. If a mayor can effectively block federal agents from entering city property, what power does the federal government really have left to enforce its own statutes? On one side, you have the mayor, who claims he is standing up for the most vulnerable and keeping his campaign promises to his voters. He has publicly stated he is ready for any consequence for standing against the Trump administration's immigration agenda. On the other side, you have the federal government, which views these sanctuary policies as a direct threat to national security and the rule of law. The outcome of this could be a landmark legal battle that goes all the way to the Supreme Court. If the federal government decides to withhold funding or launch a more aggressive, direct approach to take over city facilities, we could see a total breakdown of cooperation between local law enforcement and federal agencies. This affects how our children go to school, how social services are administered, and how safe our communities feel on a daily basis. The divide is widening, and the rhetoric is getting sharper every single day. The White House has made it clear that they will not waver, and Mayor Mamdani has made it clear he won't be bullied. So, where do you stand on this? Do you believe Mayor Mamdani is right to shield city agencies from federal intervention, or is he overstepping his authority and inviting federal chaos into his city? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one of them, and I want to know what you think is going to happen next in this high-stakes standoff. We are watching this situation closely as it develops. The lines are drawn, the audit is out, and the next move is up to the federal government. Stay tuned, because this is far from over. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.